Good morning and welcome to episode 25 of the Beks Creates podcast. My name is Beks and I'm coming to you from a beautifully sunny Bristol where I live with my partner Paul and our Norwegian forest cat Mufasa. Welcome to another week. It's been a lovely one this week. Today I'm having a restful day because for me I've had a really busy week. Nice things, but it's exhausting and it makes me quite sore. So today I'm having a feet up kind of day and doing loads of knitting. So I thought it'd be a good chance to catch you up on a few things. I have news on my missing mojo. I've worked out what it is. So you guys will know that I am not a monogamous knitter. I usually have a few projects on the go. Generally, a couple of socks, one sort of plain and suitable for chatting and stuff, and one a bit more intricate, sometimes a design. And then I usually have maybe a garment for myself, maybe like a baby garment, something like that. Very occasionally, but not for a long time, a shawl. And the only kind of long-standing whips I have are blankets. So I don't have, a jumper that's been sitting on the needle for 2 years. I don't have socks that have been waiting ages for their pair. I'm a finisher. I get stuff done. But at the moment, I've got quite a few what I would consider languishing whips, which have kind of been on the needles maybe for a month or 2 or 3. And I worked out that they're kind of bugging me a bit. So I think what I need to do to get that mojo back is to get those finished, get them done, get the decks cleared, and then I can cast on new things. So in just a bit, I will show you the whips I'm talking about and sort of share with you some plans for what I'd like to knit this month or get done this month, really. And I think that might get me a bit more back on track, really. And I have a few finished objects to show you, a few whips. So I will crack on and get showing you those. You will be very pleased to hear that I am cracking on and getting my no stripes finished because I don't know about you, but it's doing my head in now. So as I've told you before, this is the striped sweater by Andrea Mowry. Obviously I've chosen not to do the stripes, and the yarn is Rowan Summer Light Cotton in the duck egg blue colourway. It's very difficult to show because it is very, very pale. It's more of a bluey grey. So yes, I've been umming and ahhing because I wasn't sure about the length, but last night I was like, for goodness sake, just try it on and see what it's like. And actually it was fine and I really liked it. I think it's just crop sweaters are out of my comfort zone a little bit, so I wasn't really sure, and it looked so short, but actually when I put it on I really like the fit, so I'm quite hopeful for this now. So I decided to go with sort of 3/4 length sleeves, as I've still got, I started with 5 50-gram balls of yarn and I still had like 2 3/4 when I finished the body. So I might as well finish the sleeves off and do them a bit longer, use the yarn up. So I am a good way down this sleeve now. You can see I'm placing loads of bulb pins to mark my increases, and this is such a useful tip when you're knitting garments. I've probably shared it before, but I'll share it again. So you put a bulb pin in every time you decrease on a sleeve, because then when you do the other sleeve, you take the pin off of that sleeve and put it on the other one when you do the decreases, and then you've got exactly the same amount, and it's just really helpful in getting the sleeves even. So I'm going to plow on with this. I'm not going to like break my neck to finish it, but I'll do a bit on the sleeve each day and it should be finished within the next week or so, I would have thought. So that would be a really good one to get off of the needles. So the next 2 whips I'd like to hopefully get finished, but at least make a good dent in this month. are both for my new great niece who's due in September. So the first one, I can barely call it a whip really, because this is all I've done, but I'm making a giant Bonbon Bunny, which I'm really excited to make. I don't know why I'm not cracking on with it. So I've done one ear, and what I've done with this is I've held the Aran yarn that you get from Aldi. I've held that double, so you can see it's really big and chunky. You know, usually a Bonbon Bunny ear is about this big, so it's going to be huge, which I'm really excited about. And obviously it won't take any longer than a normal Bonbon Bunny. So generally, I have timed them before, and generally they're about 5 hours all told, if that. So it really wouldn't take me long to crack on with it. So I think I might set myself the challenge of making a piece every day, until I've got like 2 ears, 2 legs, 2 arms and a tail. And then it just take me a couple of hours to make the bunny and join it all together. So I'm showing you now to hold myself accountable, and hopefully by the time I podcast next, you will see a few more bits. And then this blanket I started because I had this nylon yarn, this acrylic yarn sitting around from a project I did last year, and I just wanted to use it up really. I thought the colours were really pretty, and they take up quite a lot of room, don't they, these balls? So these are, I don't have the bands, they're Stylecraft Special. Let's see if I can remember the colours. I think this was mushroom. Oh gosh, I can't remember that one. Can't remember. This was Parma Violet. This was Rose, Cream and Lime. I can't remember those two, but you'd find them quite easily there in their selection. So I was going to do it this way, the stripes running this way. And whenever I made blankets in the past for babies, the feedback I've always got is that like a little car seat size is always really useful, because most of the ones that people get given or buy are huge, and then they're quite difficult to tuck them into the car seat. So the plan is really to possibly only do 3, possibly even 2 repeats of the colours, so it really wouldn't take me long. I'm a really fast crocheter, so I don't know why it's sitting there. The tension is quite tight. I should have gone up a needle size. I always used to do crochet blankets when I was really a prolific crochet blanket maker. I always used to do them on a 4mm hook, but I think my tension has obviously changed, and I could do probably with a 5. But you live and learn, don't you? And I can't be bothered to unpick it for that. So again, I think if I just try and do maybe a row a day, it'll be finished in a couple of weeks. So those are the plans. Time for some finished objects. This is very, very nearly finished. It just needs buttons, which I don't have yet. But how gorgeous is this little Rosebud cardi? I've forgotten the name of the designer, but if you go back to last week, I did say it then, but I'm sure if you put the Rosebud cardigan into Ravelry, you will soon find it. Such a sweet little knit. It's supposed to go this way for the fade, but it does look quite nice with the stripes that way as well. I love the frill around the bottom. It was such a lovely knit. I will definitely be making more of these. Really, really love it. The yarns are Mini Egg Mayhem, Satsuma my stocking, and it's kind of a one of a kind from Bird Street Yarns. So yeah, really, really lovely little knit. I have also finished my Alexis Socks. I think I'm going to call these the A Little Bit Socks. If you watch it, you will get the reference. So I love the eyelet design. I think it looks really cute, really pretty, and it looks really nice on as well. You can see the little sort of pearly detail in the cuff, which makes the cuff really interesting to knit and go a bit quicker. You've got the really interesting stitches there, and then some lovely eyelets, and then a nice simple foot. So yeah, really chuffed with those. So these will be out probably sometime in July, sort of near the beginning. So I will be getting these out to test knitters very soon. I have also finished my Flossy Socks, which are looking gorgeous. These were my I gotta work out now, March Friends Club from the Dotty Wool Company, which I think was called Put the Book in the Freezer. And the pattern is Flossy by the lovely Jules Hill. Oh, sorry, my blockers have got all tangled together. That's not helpful. So you've got this really lovely cuff, this really great sort of mock cable design down each side. So it was lovely. It was just the right balance of interest and simple knitting. I really enjoyed this one. Do excuse the noise of the dishwasher in the background, but I wanted to show you this because I have had a rethink of my Bird Street blanket. As you've probably noticed, I've not made any progress on it. I was knitting a northeasterly, and I realised it was because I just wasn't enjoying it. It was too slow progress. The rows were short, fiddly. So yeah, I just decided it obviously wasn't the right blanket, and I wanted to do all these gorgeous yarns justice and all the lovely people who had given them to me. So I frogged it, and now I'm just laying it out in colour groups. You can see there's a lot more of some than others. I've got a lot of pinks, a lot of blues and greens, not so many reds and oranges. But yeah, so I'm just sort of trying to decide what to do. I think, as you can see by the crochet hook lying over there, I think it's going to be a crochet blanket. And I think I've settled pretty much on sort of like the Battenberg blanket. I probably won't use the pattern. I might use a slightly more solid square, I think. I'll probably use one of Lucy from Attic 24's patterns, and do the colours interspersed with a pale grey, sort of alternated, and join as I go. So I think that's the best option. I've toyed with others. I think they need to be squares because I think you need, with this blanket, you really need to be able to see each colour in its own right. And if it was stripes, I think it would blend too much into the next colour. Also, I couldn't sort of do a set number of stripes because there are some where I've literally got the tiniest little nugget, so it wouldn't do a whole stripe, whereas some I've got half skeins practically. So I think that's the way forward. I think I'm going to pile them all into that big basket over there and start whipping up a few squares. I won't do loads before I start joining because I don't want to get to that position where I've just got loads of grey squares to crochet, but I might just do a few just to get my eye in. And I think crochet squares might be a bit fun for a change. So I've not done those for a very long time, like years. So yeah, I think it'd be quite fun, and I think it will really showcase all these gorgeous yarns really well. So watch this space. I was a very lucky girl today for two reasons. First was because I got to spend the day with my lovely friend Rachel, who you guys will know as Twin Set and Pearl of the Bridgerton sock collection fame. But also I was very lucky because she sent me home with all these bits and pieces, which I was really excited about. So she gave me this lovely hobby twister yarn cake, which is gorgeous. Fades from like a dusky pink out to a grey, which will be lovely to make maybe a blanket for my new great niece. She gave me this cake of West Yorkshire Spinners Exquisite Lace in the Belgravia colourway, which is just gorgeous, because we'd been talking about lace weight yarn because her sister's designed a really nice lace weight top, so I'd really like to knit that, so that's going to be perfect. She thought I'd like this West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply, which I think the colourway, yeah, Blue Lagoon, which I've eyed up quite a lot of times before and never got round to buying, so that's really nice. And then also she gave me this really fun Malabrigo baby silk packer lace in the Maracaibo colourway, and it is gorgeous. It's so soft and the colour's just wild. I'm not sure what I'll do with it yet, but I think it would make a lovely lace weight shawl. Maybe Joe's pattern, oh gosh, what's it called? Crest of a Wave. That would be really nice. So yeah, thanks Rach, I love them. just realised that I've got a friend with an upcoming birthday and I didn't have a knitted gift ready, but luckily the tube socks came to my rescue. So I got this, I bought a sock tube from Kelly and Nick a little while back, and I'd already split it and put toes and cuffs onto it. So they were just sitting ready just for heels to be added in the right size when I knew who the recipient was. So I've been sitting here for maybe an hour this morning, and I've already managed to put the heels in. Well, almost, obviously. So it's worked out as a nice quick present, which is great. The sock tube was a one of a kind from Lay Family Yarns. I don't know what the mini was. It looks a bit red on here, but it's much more sort of pinky, peachy really. And this, the heel I'm using is like a leftover I had from a skein of Warm and Toasty, also from Lay Family Yarns. So they're going to be really pretty, I think. And it's just so satisfying that it's a really quick gift. I thought I'd just show you the Schitt's Creek collection so far all together. So we've got Moira, Johnny and Alexis. They are actually called the Sunrise Baby Socks, the Hashtag Socks and the A Little Bit Socks. So Johnny is going to come out this Sunday, the 14th of June. And if you use the code ROSE50, there'll be 50% off both the Johnny and the Moira. So if you missed out on the Moira discount before, then you can still get hold of them at the discount price. And that will run for a week until June the 20th, which is Father's Day. So I thought that would be a good day to end the discount, seeing as this for Johnny, the father of the group. Alexis will be out sometime in early July. Just received this little package from my lovely friend Kim at Alternate Universe, which is a little yarn shop outside of Bristol. I'd ordered some West Yorkshire spinners for some different things I needed. She's brilliant because she breaks them down into minis, so I just needed a little bit of this white, which is called Marshmallow, and so it's perfect. So she just breaks it down. As you can see, it's super cheap, so it's brilliant. But she also popped in this West Yorkshire Spinners pattern for me, and how cute is this? A little handmade origami stitch marker. How cool is that? Kim's brilliant because she always makes sure she uses sort of recycled or recyclable packaging, so the bag's been used before, but there's absolutely no problem with that. So it's really cool. So it's a nice little package to receive. So sock whips are going well this week. My Duke socks, as you can see, are coming on. I finished the first one and I'm just on the second one. I've done the leg, so I just need to do the foot now. Really enjoying this pattern. Like I said last week, I do enjoy a pattern with a longer pattern repeat. It's sort of enough to concentrate on, but not too much. And there's nothing complicated in the pattern, but it's not so short that it gets monotonous. So really enjoying it. Again, the yarn, totally beautiful, is Lightning Rainbow by Somerset Yarns. Look at all these colours, they're so pretty. And the pattern is the Duke by Twinset and Pearl. Absolutely gorgeous. I've also got two more new sock whips. This one is a West Yorkshire Spinners stripe yarn, which is really cool. I love how it stripes. It doesn't have a colourway name. It's West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply, the Winwick Mum collection, and it just says that on it. It's got no name. But it's really cute. I really like it. Now these are going to be for my neighbour across the road, who I made her some West Yorkshire Spinner socks and some for her husband, and she messaged me to basically say because they're really into hiking, that my socks just were the best, and none of the other walking socks they had could compete, so could I make them some more. So I'm knitting some now, but I'm hoping that when Claire's sock machine arrives that I'll be able to do some on there for them, because they're not the most exciting, just really long walking socks. This one is not much to look at, but this is the start of my David sock, the fourth in my Schitt's Creek collection. So yeah, I've only done the cuff so far, but I've got my plans for what the pattern's going to be like, so watch this space. Hello, I thought I'd just show you my face to round off this episode for this week. I've got a couple of exciting things that the postman just brought in, and some plans to share with you. Do apologise if I'm struggling to find my words today. I had a bit of a painful night, so I'm very tired today. I won't be moving much from this spot, that's for sure. So I talked previously in the video about my plans for my Bird Street blanket, and I have settled on squares, and I've done one. I did in fact do a couple the other day, but I've decided to intersperse it with grey, sort of alternating, and I didn't have the right grey, so I unpicked it. But I'm really happy with the square. I'm happy with the size. I haven't weighed it yet, but it takes up very little yarn, so it'd be good for those tiny scraps that I've got. And I've just taken delivery of this. I'm a bit cross, I forgot to say I didn't want the organza bag. But I have chosen Drop Snored, which is 45% alpaca, 30% polyamide and 25% wool. So it's really nice and soft, really pretty. And it says colour 03, and I believe it was called Pearl Grey Mix. So it's grey, but it's slightly mild. It's very gentle, so I think it'll look nice next to all the colours. And I've bought 12 balls for now, so we shall see how long those last. But I'm really excited to get going on that. I'm going to do a little bit of sock work this morning, and then my afternoon might be working on squares. I've got an exciting day planned tomorrow as well. Claire and I are going to Gayna's house for the day. If you don't know Gayna, she's Tales from Cuckoo Land, and she's amazing. She's a very good friend of ours. So we're going to be sitting and knitting together tomorrow, so I might take my blanket for then as well. So that's exciting. The postman also just bought my Friends Yarn Club, so I thought I'd share that with you. Spoiler alert, if you get the Friends Yarn Club from the Dotty Wool Company, this is the May one, so we're on to series 5 already. It was a little bit delayed this month. I think Ruth had some trouble getting it out, so she sent a mini skein as a sort of apology, which was really nice. Also got little chocky, which I'm saving for later, and I think this is my favourite one so far, and is also from a really good episode that I love, so I shall show you. It's called They Don't Know That We Know That They Know We Know, which is from a really funny episode in series 5, and this is the yarn. It's so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. The mini looks really nice with it, but I probably won't use that with it because I haven't had the minis for the other ones. So, but look, it's got like ice blue, a sky blue, a lemon yellow, a peach, and a really gentle soft pink. It's not, the contrast isn't showing up that well there, but so pretty. Really, really love it. I have not been disappointed by one of these yarns. I've got to catch up. I haven't knit April's yet, so it'll probably be a while before you see that one appear in a project, but it won't be long. So yes, I've had a good week sort of making plans for my knitting. I have actually finished my no stripes and my baby blanket, but I'm going to show you that in next week's episode now. And the design's coming along well. The Alexis Socks are with test knitters, so it's all going to plan, so that's good. Do keep an eye out in my Ravelry shop on Sunday. I think I mistakenly might have said that it was the 14th of June, but it's not, it's the 13th of June. And you can use the code ROSE50 for 50% off of the Johnny and the Moira sock for a week. So if you like those, do head over. I'd really appreciate it. Or if you don't fancy downloading it, please just go and have a look at the page, because that helps me get up the hot right now and get new people to notice the pattern. So that would be really lovely. Anyway, I hope you're all having a lovely week. Thank you again for your lovely comments, messages, likes. It really does mean a lot, and it does help me get through the week at the moment, so thank you so much. So anyway, have a good week, lots of love, and I'll see you next week.